great Arekkusu kingdom. The world lived in peace and coexistence between the humans, the animals, the birds, even the cute little bunny rabbits. It was an age of prosperity without anything to fear of war, famine, catastrophe. It was so very boring. So boring, in fact, that even the devil himself was born brainless. The devil dreamed of bloodshed, pestilence, suffering on a cosmic scale. So, he devised a plan to make things in Arekkusu a little more interesting. The devil unleashed the curse of the eternal night, a powerful spell that conjured mindless, soulless, heartless monsters across the world. The monsters laid waste to every city, every home, every leaky outhouse, and backwater town in the kingdom. It was beautiful, but for some reason, the humans quite enjoyed their safe, boring little lives. They couldn't handle a few pesky monsters coming in and tearing them all limb from limb. So, they called upon the champion, mighty wizard, a sorcerer with the skill and intellect to break the curse and usurp the devil's power. The wizard departed his luxurious tower and his studies to find the power he needed to break the curse of the eternal night. Very well, the devil said. You play that game. And who knows, this might be the fun I've been looking for. So in response to the wizard's quest, he called upon a champion of his own. Stingy Jack, history's greatest trickster and con artist, banished to wander the world as a wayward spirit. The devil crammed Jack's soul into the skin of a pumpkin and made him a deal. The devil would forgive Jack's past misdeeds and grant him passage to the afterlife. And in return, he gave Jack one simple mission: find the wizard and destroy him.
All right. As you guys see and read the title, this is my experience with Pumpkin Jack, a game that came out like over 4 years ago, and I am just now discovering it for the first time, or just playing it for the first time in my life all these years later. So, this is also my Halloween special, so happy Halloween to everyone that's does Halloween or celebrates it in some way, shape, or form. Just celebrates it, I don't really do much on Halloween, My brother does mainly the Halloween stuff. I just do Halloween-themed videos, okay? But anyways, that's how I celebrate it, I guess. But anyways, welcome, Lord Dracon. How you doing? I know Halloween's on the 31st. Today's only the 29th, but I still wanted to celebrate it a little bit early. But anyways, so what is Pumpkin Jack? How did I discover Pumpkin Jack? So let me tell you something. So this was eons back. I'm glad you're doing well, Dracon. This was eons back, and I remember when I was scrolling through like the Nintendo Switch store, trying to find some games, because that, you guys know me, like whenever I get the opportunity to make something happen, in terms of finding video games, like asking Louie or buying them myself, or just looking through Switch Store for something to play. I look through stuff. I look through stuff that interests me because, as a platform guy, because I'm a platforming fan, you guys know that, and nowadays, PS5 don't deliver a lot of decent platformers anymore, for the most part anyway, or Xbox, so I have to find them mostly on Nintendo, and since I don't got a PC where it's platformer heaven, for a lot of, for most people nowadays, platform heaven is PC stuff. So I don't have the luxury to like get a fucking thing like that going, like a PC or a Steam Deck going. But anyway, so I was searching and I found Pumpkin Jack, but I didn't buy it then. I remember, obviously, I didn't have enough money, but I did have an interest in it way back then. Not like 2019 back then, but like a year or two so ago that I found in the store just sitting there on sale, on deal. And I remember way later on, you know, when I started making money from YouTube and whatnot, we're going to skip a bit to when I was like more in this modern day. I remember earlier, a little bit earlier, not earlier, like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I was watching a video, or about a week or so ago now. Time flies so freaking fast for me nowadays that I don't even, a week for me feels is an actual month, man. Sometimes it just flies so fast because I'm thinking about the moment that I'm in. But what I was saying is I had money, you know, obviously from YouTube that month, and I said, yo, let me get Pumpkin Jack. And plus, I was watching a YouTube video on great platformers you should play before you know, platformers you should actually play that isn't Mario or Sonic the Hedgehog, and Pumpkin Jack was one of them. And I remembered Pumpkin Jack. I was like, oh shit, I remember wanting that game. Like my memory for it, you know, came back for the game. So I went to Nintendo Switch store as quick as possible, put in my card information, bought the license for Pumpkin Jack immediately because I don't know if there's any physical copies of the game out there. Probably is. I just didn't get the Pumpkin Jack physical cartridge for Switch or anything. But anyway, so I got Pumpkin Jack, and let me tell you, Pumpkin Jack as a game is super satisfying. I remember everything about it because I literally just beat it last night. So like it's not like I wasn't there like all day long or something. I was there for like a fat minute, like a few days, but I just beat it like last night. But anyways, so this game, when I opened it up, I was already immediately interested. As you guys watched the full 2-minute long like introduction to how, you know, how the game's story is, you know, so I'm not going to really explain the story, but I was very interested in the story because in this game, we're playing the villain. You know what I mean? As our main character, we're playing somebody who wants to doom the world. That's interesting to me because you don't see a lot of platform characters wanting to doom the world. What you see whenever you get like into platformers and stuff is you see a character that wants to protect the world, save the world from whatever their crisis is, right? Like you take Mario, obviously saving the world from Bowser, Sonic, Eggman. You know what I mean? Mickey to everyone in Epic Mickey, you know, and the Crash to Cortex, so on and so forth. You're always the hero. So playing the villain was actually a very, like, unique experience for me. And, you know, and playing the villain, also, I love the dialogue exchanges between characters, amazing. But what caught me the most was its gameplay. And I kind of want to show you, like, what Pumpkin Jack's gameplay is all about, you know? Like, I want to show you. Let me just show you a little bit. So this is very early on in Pumpkin Jack, but you jump around, you fight enemies with different abilities and different weapons, and you talk to Owlman over here every now and again for your next stuff. Also, gotta love the text boxes, kind of like Banjo-Kazooie, like dialogue exchanges and stuff where they make noises and whatnot. It's pretty cool. And also, can I just say, the artwork for Pumpkin Jack's characters, like when you draw them out, looks so fucking good. It looks really good. Also, I think this was worked on, because I remember I heard, like, stories from the video I was watching when watching about Pumpkin Jack's bit in that video I was talking about way earlier about the platformers that aren't Mario and Sonic you should play. What is it? They said that this game was mainly worked on by one person. And I'm like, one person created Pumpkin Jack? That's pretty damn impressive. But anyways, so the gameplay kind of works like that. You also get lots of items, power-ups, weaponry and stuff. And to be honest, I haven't, like, the gameplay, right? The gameplay loop is, you know, you fight enemies, you jump around stuff, you do the usual, you do very basic action stuff, like where you grab a weapon, you just mash the button to kind of get rid of the enemies, you know, and then you do platforming and stuff, right? I'm not gonna lie, since these levels are really big, wide open levels, they're not like small linear levels. You can make them linear if you just stay on the main path, but there's so many branching area that you can explore where you can find stuff. And to be honest, I love that Pumpkin Jack actually made me look around the whole map for stuff. Like, look around every corner, every nook, every cranny. I would I would freaking be searching all over the place for things. Okay, obviously, for things that I'm talking about are little crow heads, and they allow you to get skins for Jack in the game. That's what they allow me to get, and then also the Golahorn little thing, which I will talk about that later on. But that's cool. You also find those throughout levels. But again, having me use my brain to search around areas, you know, for even if it is just for collectibles or just looking around to smash stuff and whatnot. I don't know, to me, that was like an aspect of platformers that has been like forgotten. And since not a lot of platformers do the whole search around the whole area thing, right? They don't do that like too much anymore. I don't know, that's just reawakened in my brain how much I enjoy searching like each of these levels, areas, like every area of said level to find the little crow heads or little crow skull pieces to collect to get more skins, or the glowhorn to get like a little mini dance cutscene, you know, like I'm trying to find those all the time, and I'm also fighting enemies. I don't know. This game like reminds me of multiple different games in one, but I don't want to be that. I mean, there are some level themes in this game that like really give me the idea, you know, that like, oh, this shit reminds me of Conker's Bad Fur Day or Donkey Kong Country or Rayman 3, you know. It reminds me of a lot of these other games, but I just wanted to say, especially with Pumpkin Jack, also its bosses kind of reminds me of like, you know, not like Dark Soul like bosses, but because they're not really like ridiculously hard or anything. But I remember just not only like the levels were really good to explore, but the bosses were also different, unique, and also the puzzles in this game were different, were unique. I thought they were cool. I thought they were very different. This game is very different. At the same time, it grabs things that other platformers have done in the past and uses it. You know, especially like Fetch Quest. You know, I remember Jack making fun of Fetch Quest. Also, the dialogue in this game is hilarious. Other than like the usual back and forth Banjo-Kazooie dialogue. If you know what Banjo-Kazooie dialogue was, when Banjo-Kazooie, they'd be trying to talk about the main thing and Kazooie kind of butts in, or, for example, like they say some funny shit. Yeah, Pumpkin Jack's got you covered in terms of funny dialogue department if you really enjoy that stuff. And honestly, you can beat this game within like 4 hours, because a lot of people's long plays and walkthroughs of Pumpkin Jack have been, you know, like over like about 4 hours in length, 2 to 3 hours in length, you know. And some things, like I said, in this game are great, but there are some things I definitely did dislike when playing through Pumpkin Jack, and I'm actually gonna start talking about that because I gave it some praise. Other than like also the music's really good. I do enjoy the music of Pumpkin Jack. That's also another thing. And I don't want to like spoil too much, but I kind of like want to show you guys like stuff that I did not enjoy in this game. Here, let me give you like one of the first things that I really disliked about Pumpkin Jack. Let me find the yeah. I got it now. Alright. So. Oh, I didn't even know Pumpkin Jack had jump scares. But anyways. bits that bothered me the most easily is the maze. The maze in this game bothered the hell out of me when I was doing it. Here, let me find the bit. You know, oh, he was recording this off Elgato and stuff, but let me find the maze bit. It's probably later in the video here, because I don't have my own footage, so I gotta find it. Yeah, right here. This maze, I remember, was the immediately disliked. I immediately disliked the maze in one of the levels. And by the way, keep in mind, the level length of Pumpkin Jack's levels are stupid long. By the way, welcome Brendan to stream. Are stupid long. I have never had a platformer that made me stay in a level for like over an hour, unless it was like Super Mario 64, you know, maybe Odyssey, when you're trying to find multiple moves when you stay in that one area for a long period of time to gather it, collect everything, or collect everything you want to collect and then head out, right? Pumpkin Jack, in my opinion, like, this game takes forever to beat a level. And it's not even just, it feels like it's not even just me that took a long time. Because I know I usually take a very long time to play a game or play a level or even just finish something up, because that's just how I roll. Whenever I play a game, I just take forever. You guys have experienced that tenfold if you guys watch my gameplays, you know, walk through little bits. I take forever on some things when I know I shouldn't, but I take forever because, you know, stuff happens. But I remember that freaking bit, or not bit, but every level in the game, I want y'all to know, if you guys are wanting to get into Pumpkin Jack, keep in mind, even when you're not looking for everything, there are so many points where you're thinking the level is about to end, because I'm obviously not used to how Pumpkin Jack works. There's so many bits where you think a level is going to end, and nope, you're still like going. You still got multiple bits of that stage left before you actually finish it. And I feel like that's another bad thing about Pumpkin Jack, in my opinion, is that the levels feel like they're way too long. I don't know why the creator didn't just spread them out more and put them in new, like, separate levels to make the length smaller. And I get it. You know, going in and out of stages, you know, might be a problem. Oh, and also, if you're playing this on Nintendo Switch, the load times as well take a minute after you die or / need to resurrect, you know. So keep that in mind as well whenever you are playing Pumpkin Jack. Yeah, so definitely keep that in mind when you are playing, like, on Switch. Levels taking forever to load and stuff. And also, levels in general are long. Like I mentioned before, levels are long. Even when you're looking, I would argue even when you're not looking for everything, you're trying to speed through it, it's going to take you a minute just to beat the stage. Especially because you got to get used to the loadouts. You got to get used to everything, you know, in general. You got to get used to all this stuff. And for me, since it was my first time playing, you guys already know how my first time is with a lot of games. It usually ends up being either the worst playthrough or ends up being like one of the best. You know, I actually managed to really have fun with it. Other than this maze bit, there was some other stuff in Pumpkin Jack that I disliked. Like, I remember, obviously the level length sometimes really made me think about, like, damn, this game is a little bit too long in my opinion. You know, like, I remember multiple times I was feeling that way about levels. I would be like, is this level going to end now? Like, geez, why is it taking forever for me to progress through this stage, you know? I really don't like that, but whatever. This was easily one of the worst bits in the game. This Simon Says shit. I remember this was another thing I really disliked. There are some puzzles I really did dislike. Also, there are references to other media in here. Like, I remember the war chapter they had in this game where Jack's going through a battlefield. Kind of reminded me of Conker's Bad Fur Day. He gets a shot weapon. He gets also the different weapons in this game as well. Jack obtains through like playing the game and stuff. Like a magic sword, the little crow buddy that is kind of cowardly but is pretty funny. You get him. You get this magical orb that allows the crow to duplicate himself and whatnot. You get the like a little spinny move if you roll and then into your action button. You get a shovel weapon, which is your first one. You get like a scythe of some kind. What else you get? You get like this spear weapon that I didn't really like too much. Also, shotgun. What platform or what video game you don't see a gun, which I really like the shotgun. Y'all know me and shotguns. I like shotguns a lot. One of my favorite weapons in terms of a gun that you shoot with, and whatnot. And again, the other stuff that Pumpkin Jack adds, like the whole boat segments where the boat flips, and you got to jump ship. That was really cool. Yeah, other than that, like the bosses were pretty cool. I remember I struggled on some, like died once or twice on some of them, but other than that, yeah, it was kind of cool. But let me just move on to like the end because I don't want to make this one too long and talk about everything in it because I also do want you guys to experience the game as well. But I kind of want to show you a little bit of the final boss, a little bit. You playing the final boss of this. Let me show you the final boss. This is the final boss of Pumpkin Jack. So for anyone, turn away now if you don't want to see this. But I remember when I got here, after everything I dealt with last night, there was also another bit I really didn't like. Like, I remember it was like the second or third to last level. That boss of that second to third final boss, not final boss, second to third final level, like second or third from the final level, I think. I remember the level in general pissed me off because of that one bit with Simon Says and whatnot and so on and so forth. But, fuck, what was it? It was like the boss fight, too, that was also pissing me off. And also, be careful when you die in a boss fight. You have to redo the whole thing if you die. There's no, like, checkpoint or anything. But anyways, back to the final boss. So this is the final boss. This is the wizard that Jack has to fight. And I'm going to be real, it is pretty basic, it's pretty simple. If you've ever seen a boss like this before, it's not that bad. Just roll around 24/7, you got it. Practically, and it gets harder. And you might be wondering to yourself, like, damn, this boss, did you struggle on this one, Alan? A little bit, yes, I struggled on this. Because when don't I not struggle on something for the first time? Yeah, and by the way, the wizard, again, is supposed to be the good guy. But anyway, so I wanted to show you a little bit. Not like the whole boss fight. Because the boss fight was easy as fuck. I actually really enjoyed... well, not easy as fuck, but it was enjoyable. Nonetheless. Let me show you the ending. No! I did enjoy this game, and a good question is that would I ever consider playing this game again? And for a playthrough someday, maybe. Maybe. Yes, all that power. What are you thinking, Jack? The end of the final ember and a pure human spirit, my spirit, because Jack's human. Yeah. Yeah, look what happens when Jack takes this amulet, because the amulet needs a human host to use and stuff. It's kind of cool. Yes. I can feel the power, my power. The devil can wait. It's time I had a little fun. Yes, now this is the power. I'm like a king. I'm like a god. I am Jack. Also, love these drawn out little images of Jack and stuff. I love this stuff. It gives me epic Mickey vibes.
Only releasing that Jack's pure human spirit is the final key to wielding the power of the amulet. The wizard confronts Jack in the flesh at last. As the legend predicted, the champion and the pariah join in their final battle. And evil triumphs. It's a long and arduous battle, and the wizard is powerful and cunning. Faced against Jack's rings, cunning and strength, the wizard falls at last. With his dying breath, he curses Jack and the world he inherits. Just in time for Jack to steal the amulet and take its power for himself, empowering the humble soul inside a pumpkin like a god. Returning to the devil's good graces after so many centuries, Jack is free to roam the monster-infested earth and powerful enough to destroy it. All just another day in the life of the great Jack.
Also, I clearly love like the aura around him supposed to represent Super Saiyan, as you guys can see. I don't know, like to me the ending of Pumpkin Jack where he goes through all this, like defeating the different sins, like the 7 deadly sins, or defeating gluttony of the 7 deadly sins. I don't know, defeating like wandering all the way up to the wizard and becoming a god afterwards and roaming his world and him having control of it all. I don't know. Obviously, in my opinion, I think the ending for Captain, I almost said Captain Jack, for Pumpkin Jack, I think that was cool for an ending. Like, he gets godlike powers at the end of the game and no one can fuck with him. And after doing all of Satan's bidding and stuff, you know, he's like, man, fuck Satan. He can wait. I'm going to have fun with my newfound supernatural abilities. I mean, to be honest, Jack was kind of supernatural from the jump. Like, his power went from being nobody to being something like that, man. I mean, having the powers of, I mean, not a gun. I mean, he wasn't, like, super powerful to the point where, and he has the power to destroy the world with that one amulet. Jesus, dude. I mean, you have a magic sword he has a magic sword at his disposal. He has a giant-ass scythe at his disposal. He has this magical orb that allows his crow buddy to... He can do magic. You know what I mean? He can do magic. He can just straight up shoot you with a gun. He can just hit you with the shovel. He got a lance at his side. And now with that amulet, once he has godlike powers, which I kind of wish the game kind of went more in depth and talked about, like, after he got the amulet. I mean, obviously, he kind of gave us enough with basically Jack being able to do anything he wants in the world and, you know, also be able to destroy it any moment he likes. You know what I mean? I wonder how strong fucking Pumpkin Jack would be. I mean, obviously, he probably just stomps out, like, I don't know. Shit, I wish the creator kind of went more in depth with that. I want to know what he can do, not only to the world, but, like, could he travel to other universes? Could he travel to, like, other galaxies in his verse? Like, what else can he do? But I guess if he could only destroy the planet, meaning he became like a planet-level threat. I'm power scaling at the end of a fucking My Experience video. If you don't leave with that energy right now, but yeah, honestly, even after, like, what Jack, you know, Pumpkin Jack did to me, like, you know, made me go a little bit excessive with the Simon Says shit, and other things I didn't like, the majority of this game I actually really loved playing. Because, again, this game reawakening my love to search around every nook and cranny for everything in the game. The little combat sections, you know, that you would get every now and again was cool. The mazes I really didn't like, because you guys know me. I don't really like a lot of things that distract me from the main thing I'm here for a lot of the time. You know what I'm saying? That's why Mario Odyssey was so great, because, you know, they made sure a lot of things were, like, super omega optional in that game. You know what I mean? Like, they made a lot of things you didn't want to deal with, they could be optional. You know, but obviously when you're going for every move, then it doesn't become optional, but that's the thing about Mario Odyssey that's great. But anyways, that's about Odyssey. This game is still really good in my opinion. I'm actually really glad I finished it. I thought at some points I wasn't going to finish it. I was going to, like, rage quit and get mad and then kind of fuck off. But I remember Louis kind of helped me out a little bit on that Simon Says shit because, again, my brain was just not thinking at that point when doing the Simon Says, especially since I ding, 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 ding across the freaking head a lot during those moments. I was just like, ding, 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 ding. I was like, I just couldn't stop. I was like, dude, Alan, relax, man. I got you. Because, anyways, I get easily disoriented when it comes to, like, Simon Says stuff, like, go hit thing this amount of times, unless it's like really easy for me to understand. I easily get overwhelmed with stuff like that, or just in general, I get easily overwhelmed by stuff. But anyways, again, game is great. I definitely recommend it. It's on Switch. It's on PlayStation. I think, yeah, I think it should be for PS5. Yeah, I think it is. Hold on. Let me just look up, like, Pumpkin Jack. Yeah, for Nintendo Switch, it came out like over 4 years ago. I think it was on PlayStation, if I can remember correctly. By the way, again, the soundtrack is great. It should be on Xbox as well, because if it's on yeah. Yeah, because it's on PS5 as well and PS4, then it should be on, like, Xbox. So, but yeah. Okay, so it's on all consoles, so you don't have to worry about, like, getting it only for a certain console, because I honestly thought Pumpkin Jack would be, like, only on, I only thought Pumpkin Jack would be on, one console or something, when I got it for my Switch, a week or 3 ago. Because I was like, oh, this is a Switch exclusive. This is kind of a cool little Switch exclusive. But no, I'm figuring out now that it's for all consoles. So don't worry about, like, it being Nintendo Switch only. It's on the PS5, PS4, Xbox. So that's actually pretty good as well that it's on multiple different consoles. But anyways, yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe, favorite, share with your friends. I know I made this one a little bit short because that's what I can do sometimes. You know, the power of shortening things down. To, like, little freaking itty-bitty things. But, yeah, also my voice still kind of is fucked up. But anyways, yeah. Like, subscribe, favorite, share with your friends, and hopefully maybe you'll get a Pumpkin Jack. And by the way, it isn't, like, super expensive. It's, like, $7-8, maybe $10 to $12, maybe $18. So it's not really, like, the whole world's ending, and it's $60, like all these other fucking games are all the time, or $70 or whatever. So it's a pretty cheap game. But yeah, anyways, catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.